Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavat Premno Hi Bijapadam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauda Tise Namaha. So we are continuing this morning. Today, of course we have to mention, today is the Divine Appearance Day of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. It feels like it was just yesterday that we honored his disappearance day, and we had some discussion. So I'll, maybe I won't go into a whole talk about it. But we are remembering him, bowing to his lotus feet, the giver of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, last disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, and pure devotee of the highest caliber. And Kaviraj Goswami, he's always giving his obeisance to Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we pray to him for his grace on this holy day. And we will continue with Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are in the Madhya Lila, chapter 14, performance of the Vrindavan pastimes. And we're hearing this discussion that's taking place between Mahaprabhu, Sriyukta Damodar, and now Srivas Thakur is going to enter into the conversation. And they're discussing any high topics about Vrindavan, which has been inspired by the Hera Panchami Lakshmi Vijay festival, Lakshmi Devi coming to bring back Jagannath. And now this discussion is very well known, and it was very dear to Gurudev. Srila Gurudev would quote some of the verses from here and remember this exchange. It's a discussion about Vrindavan and Vaikuntha, the superiority of Vrindavan over Vaikuntha, which comes out in this very charming way. Shivasasya kohe shuno damodar Amar Lakshmi deka sampati vishtar. At this time, Srivas Thakur smiled and told Sriyukta Damodar, "My dear sir, please hear, just see how opulent my goddess of fortune is." So, Srivas Thakur, he is an avatar of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni, he is somewhat associated with Vaikuntha. So he has some attachment for this mood of Aishwarya, grandeur, opulence. So he has some affinity for Lakshmi, Narayan, and that style of worship. And whereas Sriyukta Damodar, he is like a hardcore Vrindavan Bhakta. Sriyukta Damodar is avatar of Lalita Saki, and so he is fully convinced, fully attached to the Vrindavan mood of sweetness and simplicity. So Srivas Thakur, there's a twofold thing going on. Srivas Thakur has some affinity for this opulent style of Lakshmi, but also he wants to tease Sriyukta Damodar. He wants to provoke. He deliberately wants to provoke Sriyukta Damodar so that he can elicit a wonderful glorification of Vrindavan. So by he's pointing out to Sriyukta Damodar, just see how glorious is Lakshmi and Vaikuntha and so on and so forth. And then naturally Sriyukta Damodar will be provoked to speak on the supremacy of Vrindavan. So this is his angle. So Srivas Thakur is smiling. Srivas Thakur smiled and told Sriyukta Damodar, "My dear sir, please hear, just see how opulent my goddess of fortune is." Vrindavaner sampadeka pushpa kishaloi giridatu shikipicha gunjafalamoy. As far as Vrindavan's opulence is concerned, it consists of a few flowers and twigs, some minerals from the hills, a few peacock feathers, and the plant known as gunja. What is so special about your Vrindavan? Vrindavan deki bade gela Jagannath, shuni Lakshmi devir mone hoilo asoyat. When Jagannath decided to see Vrindavan, he went there, and upon hearing this, the goddess of fortune experienced restlessness and jealousy. Etta sampatti chari kene gela Vrindavan, tare hasya korite Lakshmi korila sajan. She wondered, why did Lord Jagannath give up so much opulence and go to Vrindavan? To make him a laughing stock, the goddess of fortune made arrangements for much decoration. He's given up this grandeur of Vrindavan for a few twigs and flowers in the bush. What is this? Tomar takur deka etta sampati chadi, pacha fo fulobe gela pushpa badi. Then the maidservants of the goddess of fortune said to the servants of Lord Jagannath, why did your Lord Jagannath abandon the great opulence of the goddess of fortune, and for the sake of a few leaves, fruits, and flowers, go to the flower garden of Srimati Radharani? He karma kore kaha vidagda shiromani, Lakshmi agrete nija prabore de hoani. Your master is so expert at everything. So this is the maidservants of Lakshmi speaking to the servants of Lord Jagannath. Your master is so expert at everything, but why does he do such things? Now bring your master before the goddess of fortune. Eta bole Mahalakshmi sabdasi gane, koti vastre bandiane prabhani jagane. In this way, all the maidservants of the goddess of fortune arrested the servants of Jagannath, bound them around the waist, and brought them before the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi charanayani kodai pranati, danadanda loyar kodai minati. When all the maidservants brought Lord Jagannath's servants before the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune, the Lord's servants were fined and forced to submit. Rate upade kode dande dadan, chora prai kode Jagannate sevaghan. All the maidservants began to beat the Rath car with sticks, and they treated the servants of Lord Jagannath almost like thieves. Sab prityagan kohe jora kori hat, Kalyani Dibotom Age Jagannath. Finally, all of Lord Jagannath's servants submitted to the goddess of fortune with folded hands, assuring her that they would bring Lord Jagannath before her the very next day. Tobe Shanta Hoya Lakshmi Jaini Jagur, Amar Lakshmi Sampad Vakya Gochar. Being thus pacified, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. Just see, my goddess of fortune is opulent beyond all description. Dugdauti dadimate tomar gopi gane, amar takurani vaise ratna simhasane. So, when somebody speaks like this, they're trying to be polemic. You say, your gopis and my Lakshmi. Like Gurudev, there's Shiva's Thakur. Okay. He's like, he's deliberately trying to provoke, your gopis. And, Gurudev, he would talk like that sometimes. That like if there was some troublesome person in the mat, and somebody had brought him brought them, Gurudev would tell them, "Oh, your friend. Like, he's nothing to do with me, your friend." Like, that was like a very sharp, comment for him to make. You created this problem. Srivas Thakur continued to address Sri Damodar. Your gopis are engaged in boiling milk and churning yogurt. But my mistress, the goddess of fortune, sits on a throne made of jewels and gems. Nadad prakriti shivas kore parihas shunihase mahaprabhur jatani jadas. Srivas Thakur, who was enjoying the mood of Narada Muni, thus made jokes. Hearing him, all the personal servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to smile. Prabhu ko he Shivas tomate narada swabhav Aishwarya bhave tomate Ishwar prabhav. Mahaprabhu then told Srivas Thakur, "My dear Srivas, your nature is exactly like that of Narada Muni. The Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulence, Aishwarya, is having a direct influence upon you. Iho Damodar Sarup Shuddha Brajabasi Aishwarya na jane iho Shuddha Preme Basi." Sarup Damodar, on the other hand, is a pure devotee of Vrindavan. He does not even know what opulence is, for he is simply absorbed in pure devotional service. So this is Sarup Damodar's cue. Swarup ko he Shivas shuno savadane. This savadan means like carefully. He's saying shuno sav. He's saying listen to me carefully, Shivas. Listen up, Shivas. Swarup ko he Shivas shuno savadane. Vrindavan sampad tomar nahi pode mane. Sarup Damodar then retorted, "My dear Srivas, please hear me with attention. You have forgotten the transcendental opulence of Vrindavan. Vrindavane sahajika jay sampad sindhu dwaraka vaikunta sampad tareka bindu." The natural opulence of Vrindavan is just like an ocean. The opulence of Dwaraka and Vaikunta is not even to be compared to a drop. Padam Purushottam Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Jaha Danitaha Vrindavanadam. Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full of all opulences, and his complete opulences are exhibited only in Vrindavan Dham. Chintamani mai bhumi ratner bhavan Chintamani ganadasi charana bhushan. Vrindavan Dham is made of transcendental touchstone, Chintamani. Its entire surface is the source of all valuable jewels, and the Chintamani stone is used to decorate the lotus feet of the maidservants of Vrindavan. They use that as their ankle bells. They have everything that Vaikuntha has times, a couple million, but they're not displaying it. They're being very discreet about their opulence. They're not showing off. They're not interested in it. They're beyond that. They're using that as their ankle bells.
So then you say Chintamani and transcendental, right? And in Vrindavan, like everything can change and is transcendental. As Chintamani has that transcendental capacity and opulence, but in Vaikuntha, there is also transcendental, and there is also Chintamani.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But what we can say is that, I mean, I would think yes, but what we find in Vrindavan, it is more concentrated. That's what I've understood. Like there's one comment, I believe of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, every atom of Vrindavan can give Vaikuntha in full. Every atom can give so many Vaikunthas. The opulence of one atom of the opulence of Vrindavan is equal to innumerable Vaikuntha planet. We've heard comments like that. So I believe it is of a more concentrated nature, and they have it in such an abundance that they are completely, they are negligent about it. They are indifferent to it. It is such a high, concentrated, and abundant degree.
Because everything is so induced with love and affection and self.
That supersedes. Yeah, exactly.
And no, like the awe and reverence or the rules and regulation. On the contrary.
Yes.
My impression is also that it's posing differently to in Vaikuntha, where in Vaikuntha it's posing, like you said, in the mood of awe and reverence, but in Vrindavan it's posing in the mood of love and affection.
And playfulness.
Yeah, well that's what Ch.Ch. said. Yeah, both of these points, that they're not interested in it, it's not predominant, and also there is a greater magnitude of it.
I meant like not that the residents would be posing like that, but that the dirt would be posing like that.
That the what, sorry?
The dirt would be posing in a mood of affection
Uh-huh.
and love, where the dirt in Vaikuntha would be posing in a mood of opulence. So the dirt in Vaikuntha would be immediately opulence invoking, and the dirt in Vrindavan would be immediately affection invoking.
Very nice. Yes, because everything is conscious there.
The dirt, you mean like the earth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kalparika jaha sahajika van. So, Vrindavan Dham is made of transcendental touchstone. Its entire surface is the source of all valuable jewels, and the Chintamani stone is used to decorate the lotus feet of the maidservants of Vrindavan. Kalparika jaha sahajika van pushpa fo vinakeho namage anyadan. Vrindavan is a natural forest of desire trees and creepers, and the inhabitants do not want anything but the fruits and flowers of those desire trees. Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he discusses this in one place. Maybe it's hard in Halo. And he says that, I think it's Sermons Volume 3, actually. And he expresses that people who are poor, they hanker after wealth, opulence. But people who already have that, they hanker after more simple and natural environments. Once you've already got all the diamonds, all the gold, all the jewels, then you become tired of it. You're not interested in it. There's no actual attraction. You're more attracted to a natural. They like the super rich. They're very disinterested. And they literally will spend thousands of dollars to go experience some natural environment. They have these retreats and
Or have a garden built inside their house.
Oh, really?
There's a thing that it was much more popular in Victorian era, that you'd have your house already shaped like a U and you had a courtyard there, but then you decide you're going to build glass over the courtyard and install a tropical environment inside of your house.
So really, they'll do that. They'll spend lots of money to experience, something natural.
Probably often more money than we've seen now, right?
But like our ashram in Brazil, Rohini Shakti Tiri, she has this kind of clientele, wealthy. She's a yoga teacher, and they have this beautiful ashram in the mountains, and she has this kind of clientele who come, and they have these cabins, which they're nice cabins, but they're basically simple cabins, and they're like very wealthy people. They live in the city. They have very big, fancy houses, and they'll come and spend money to experience this simple cabin experience in the mountains. And she said also one of the most popular times of year is their winter, which we're approaching now. Because, you would think, why would they want to go in the cold? But because Brazil is mostly a hot country, so for them, it's like a very exciting sensation to experience cold. That's how privileged they are. They'll pay money to experience what most people would consider a hardship. It's a novelty. They want to have the cabin, fireside experience, because they have fireplaces in these cabins. So they want to get cozy in front of a fire, experience the cold. So they'll pay good money for that.
Every material experience is eventually boring, right?
Right, even comfort.
Yeah, even boring.
Ananta Kamadenu. So the residents of Vrindavan, they have these wish-fulfilling trees that can give them whatever they want, but they're just interested in the fruit and the flowers that come from there, because they're interested in love, basically. And this is another point, which I think you've mentioned, that this Aishwarya, this opulence, it inhibits the flow of love. That's the main issue. It puts a check on that free flow of love and affection. That mood of awe, and very, very, great, grand, appearance of things, an expression of things. It inhibits that intimacy, that flow of love. Ananta kamadenu taha fire vane dugda macho deno keho namage anyadane. In Vrindavan there are cows that fulfill all desires, kamadenu. So the trees can give you whatever you want, the cows can give you whatever you want. And their number is unlimited. They graze from forest to forest and deliver only milk. The people want nothing else. There was one time, Devidasi Prabhu told us this, because there was this ongoing issue for years of trying to find the new temple, right? Gurudev, this was going on for years because the devotees just had this small temple on Green Street, east side of London, very small. And so Gurudev was coming once or twice almost every year. And every time, this was one of the main issues, and the devotees... Burning issue, yeah. And so for years the devotees were trying, and somehow it just didn't happen until Gurudev's last year in this world. But there was one time, Devidasi Prabhu's daughter, Nadia Rani, who must have been around 8 or something like that at the time, she was still quite young, she asked her father, Devidasi Prabhu, why don't we just go to Vrindavan and ask one of the trees there? Because she heard about these kalparikshas, these wish-fulfilling trees. So with her simple faith, so why don't we just go to Vrindavan? and just ask one of the trees there to give us a temple. And so her father gave some explanation. Well, we're not able to see the real Vrindavan. We have material senses, so when we go to Vrindavan, we're not quite connecting with the real transcendental aspect of Vrindavan. And so he gave that answer. And then the next time that Gurudev was in London, Devashish presented it to Gurudev. And Gurudev said, what you've said is correct, but it is not the right answer. and Srila Gurudev said that actually in Vrindavan, nobody will ask for something like that. Everyone's in the mood of serving. Everyone is serving one another. And there wouldn't be this mood of requesting something like that.
Because everything is coming anyway, right?
Right, that's another point. Whatever is needed is coming automatically. Yeah. Yeah, Gurudev also.
The air is nectar and...
We're coming to that verse. Brahma Samhita verse. It's coming up. Gurudev also, he spoke about how in Vrindavan things move in an intuitive way, as you're expressing. Yeah. And how he said, here we may give some instruction, do this, do that. But he said there it's not working like that. There's this intuition, it's not that there's this direct instruction. It's happening in a deeper way. And he mentioned also how like sometimes if he was in Calcutta and he would get the call from Guru Maharaj, come back to Navadvip right away. And Gurudev said then in the course of that 3 hours or so that he was on his way back, Gurudev's working out what is it that Guru Maharaj wants and what is the solution. So by the time he reaches Navadvip, he already has it all worked out. Even though Guru Maharaj hasn't directly told him anything yet, he's already worked out what it is and what the solution is. It's very, very beautiful, yeah. To live on that conscious kind of sphere, Yeah. You're so attuned to the will of Guru and the Lord. And I think he was also indicating that just by his meditation on it, it also created some problem. Just by meditating upon it, it would create some transformation. And he gave the example of turtles. He said turtles, they lay their eggs and they leave them. They go away, and through meditation the development's taking place. That was how he expressed it.
Is that the only animal who does like that?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Griffin probably knows something about that. He's an encyclopedia.
I mean, specifically in the animal kingdom, there's not a huge amount that do that. There's some birds that do that.
Normally they stay very close to their eggs, right?
Most animals, they stay very close to their young. But yeah, there's a few for every species of animal you can think of. There's at least one that'll leave them. Or one, there's a few different birds that'll kick other birds' eggs out of the nest, lay their own eggs there, and then run away, and let the other birds raise their children. That's sort of small. But
Gurudev, he took this angle. I mean, I don't know what the scientists or biologists would say, but this was Gurudev's version of it. Through meditation, their eggs were being cared for and developing and like that.
I remember in a commentary, I can't remember on what from Swami Maharaj, he was describing how animals raise their young. And so it's sort of in the Vedic version that there must be some sort of nourishment on the subtle plane.
Interesting.
For the children, otherwise they can't grow. But the actual growth of the child is from the parent, or is sort of catalyzed by the parent. So in the Vedic version, for a turtle to lay its eggs and then go away, the eggs would be, they could not develop unless the turtle had some sort of connection. So if the turtle wasn't meditating on their eggs, they wouldn't do anything at all. So
if what, sorry?
If the turtle wasn't meditating on their eggs and having some sort of connection,
I
they
see.
wouldn't do anything at all, they would be inert. So like a chicken nurturing its egg and always caring for it, this kind of stuff is what brings out the thing from the egg.
I see. Oh, that really gives some light on Gurudev's comment. Right, through that subtle connection.
Yeah, that's also with a mother and a young baby and a child growing up. Sometimes I heard from a grandmother saying, well, who was taking care of that child, well, it's actually good because when the mother is there, because I'm a grandmother, but the mother has that intuitive connection with the child when the child can be in danger or, goes in a scenario where it shouldn't be. And she was mentioning that I thought that was interesting. Like the mother and the child growing up, but the mother is so connected with that baby that although the baby is not inside, the mother knows intuitively where's the baby, what's going on, when do I have to be there.
It's a similar case with the turtles with seeds even. If you get dirt from another planet and try planting seeds from Earth in it, they would just won't grow, they won't do anything at all. If you get dirt from Earth and you totally disinfect it, like you heat it up very, very hot and let it cool down, and do some other things to it, and then you try planting seeds in it, they won't do anything at all. If the seed doesn't have a connection to some other plant at least, or some fungus, then it doesn't grow, it doesn't do anything at all. Even if it's just fungus from the air, it needs to have something, some sort of connection, otherwise it's just inert.
With the elements where it is used to, right? Has to do with the elements around them.
So, Gurudev's indicating here that Vaishnavas, they have that kind of power, through their meditation, through their subtle involvement in a situation. Then they can make some adjustment in the atmosphere. So we're praying Gurudev may make some adjustment with ourselves. Srila Sridhar Maharaj has a very beautiful expression where he says, "Let the Vaishnav enter the workshop of your heart." Let the Vaishnav enter the workshop of your heart. Okay. Well, I did want to finish the chapter, but it's so beautiful, you kind of get stuck in each verse. But let's see, we'll read a little bit more. Sahaj loker kata jaha divya gita sahaj kaman kore jaite nitya pratita. In Vrindavan, the natural speech of the people sounds like music, and their natural motion resembles a dance. Sarvacha jal jaha amrita saman chidananda jyoti svadya jaha murtiman. The water in Vrindavan is nectar, and the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, which is full of transcendental bliss, is directly perceived there in its form.
The Brahma Jyoti?
I think it might just be referring to Krishna. And Murti-man, like the personified form of the... Well, actually, what does it say in the Bengali? It doesn't say the Brahman in the Bengali. Chidananda Jyoti. Yeah, this phrase is Svadhya. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it's saying.
Is that the light?
Yeah, Jyoti is light. Chidananda Jyoti. Conscious, ecstatic light. Maybe it's referring like to Krishna as the
effulgence.
Well, it's saying the embodiment of that effulgence or something. So it's not very clear. I can't really say. The personified Murti Man means like the personified form of something. The Murti of Chidananda Jyoti. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. But I mean, Srila Swami Maharaj is saying the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, which is full of transcendental bliss, is directly perceived there in its form, which would indicate Krishna, right? But I'm not exactly sure. Lakshmi Dini Guna Jaha Lakshmir Samaj Krishna Vamshi Kore Jaha Priya Saki Kai. The gopis there are also goddesses of fortune, and they surpass the goddess of fortune who abides in Vaikuntha. In Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is always playing his transcendental flute, which is his dear companion. And now we have this famous verse of Brahma Samhita. Shriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurusha Kalpatadavo Drumabu Mischintamani Ganamayi Toyam Amritam Kataganam Natyam Gamanam Apivam Shri Priyasaki Chiranandam Jyoti Paramapi Taraswadyam Apicha. The damsels of Vrindavan, the gopis, are super goddesses of fortune. The enjoyer in Vrindavan is the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. The trees there are all wish-fulfilling trees, and the land is made of transcendental touchstone. The water is all nectar, the talking is singing, the walking is dancing, and the constant companion of Krishna is his flute. The effulgence of transcendental bliss is experienced everywhere. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is the only relishable abode. Now this I'll just finish with this very beautiful verse Gurudev liked very much. Well, he liked both of these verses very much. Bilva Mangal Thakur. Chintamanish Chadana Bhushanam Angananam Shingara Pushpa Tadavas Tadavasuranam Vrindavane Rajadanam Nanukama Denu Vrindani Cheti Sukasindra Ho Vibhuti. The anklets on the damsels of Brajabhumi are made of Chintamani stone. The trees are wish-fulfilling trees, and they produce flowers from which the gopis decorate themselves. There are also wish-fulfilling trees, Kamadhenus, which deliver unlimited quantities of milk. These cows constitute the wealth of Vrindavan. Thus Vrindavan's opulence is blissfully exhibited.
You said wish-fulfilling trees twice. You said that the trees produce milk, which of course they can produce milk, but did you mean cows?
What did I say?
But you said wish-fulfilling trees producing flowers, but then you also said wish-fulfilling trees producing milk, which of course is possible, but did you mean that?
There's wish-fulfilling trees and wish-fulfilling cows. So maybe I mixed it up. Shuni prema vesha nitya kore shinivas kakshatali bhajai kore ata atahas. Srivas Thakur then began to dance in ecstatic love. This is what he wanted to hear. You know, he was pushing Sri Damodar's buttons, and he got what he wanted. Srivas Thakur then began to dance in ecstatic love. He vibrated sounds by slapping his armpits with the palms of his hands, and he laughed very loudly. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai. So we can stop.
Should we keep streaming for the play?
Do we you still need to prepare the plate, is it? Right. Well, okay. Well, just because I would have liked to finish the chapter, but it's okay.
You can finish the chapter, then we stay, and then we don't sing. Or maybe we sing also.
Okay, it's just a few verses then. Radha Shudaras Prabhu Aveshe Shunilo Serasa Veshe Prabhu Nityaramilo. Thus Mahaprabhu heard these discussions about the pure transcendental mellow of Radharani. Absorbed in transcendental ecstasy, the Lord began to dance. Rasa Veshe Prabhu Nitya Sarupera Gan Bolo Bolo Boli Prabhu Pateni Jakan. While Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstatic love and Sriyukta Damodar was singing, the Lord said, "Go on singing, go on singing." The Lord then extended his own ears. Brajaras Gita Shuni Prema Utta Lila Purushottam Gram Prabhu Preme Basailo. Thus Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love was awakened by hearing the songs of Vrindavan. In this way he inundated Purushottam, Jagannath Puri, with love of Godhead. Lakshmi Devi Jattakale Gela Nija Gaur Prabhu Nitya Kore Hoilo Chitya Prahar. Finally, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. In due course of time, as Mahaprabhu was dancing, afternoon arrived. Chari Sampradai Gan Kori Bahu Shanta Hoilo Mahaprabhur Premavesh Dvigun Badilo. After much singing, all 4 Sankirtan parties grew fatigued, but Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love increased twofold. Radha Premaveshe Prabhu Hoila Se Murti Nityananda Dore Deki Korile Nastuti. While dancing absorbed in Radharani's ecstatic love, Mahaprabhu appeared in her very form. Seeing this from a distant place, Nityananda Prabhu offered prayers. Nityananda Dekhiya Prabhur Bhava Vesh Nikate Naise Rohe Kichu Dora Desh. Seeing the ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu did not approach, but remained a little distance away. Nityananda Vina Prabhu ke Dore Konjan Prabhu Aveshna Jai Narohe Kirtan. Only Nityananda Prabhu could catch Mahaprabhu, but the ecstatic mood of the Lord would not stop. At the same time, Kirtan could not be continued. Bangi Kori Sarup Sabha Shama Janailo Bhaktagane Shamdeki Prabhurbaya Hoilo. Sriyukta Damodar then informs the Lord that all the devotees were fatigued. Seeing this situation, Mahaprabhu came to his external senses. Sab Bhakta Loya Prabhu Gela Pushpo Dhyane Vishram Koriya Koila Madhyani Kasnane. Mahaprabhu then entered the flower garden with all his devotees. After resting there for some time, he then took his afternoon bath. Jagannate prasadailo bahu upahar lakshme prasadailo vivida prakar. Then there arrived in large quantities a variety of food that had been offered to Sri Jagannath, and a variety that had been offered to the goddess of fortune. Sabaloya nanarange korila bojan sandhya snana korit koilo Jagannath darshan. Mahaprabhu finished his afternoon lunch, and after his evening bath, he went to see Lord Jagannath. Jagannath deki kore nartan kirtan, narendra jala krida kore loya bhaktagan. As soon as he saw Jagannath, Mahaprabhu began to chant and dance. Afterward, accompanied by his devotees, the Lord enjoyed sporting in the lake Narendra Sarovar. Udyane asiya koilo vana bojan nemata krida koilo Prabhu ashtadin. Then entering the flower garden, Mahaprabhu took his meal. In this way, he continuously performed all kinds of pastimes for 8 days. Arodhine Jagannath Bita Vijay Rate Chadi Jagannath Choleni Jaloi. The next day, Jagannath came out from the temple and riding on the car returned to his own abode. So he's moved from the Ch.Ch temple back to the main temple, Jagannath. Purvavat Koilo Prabhu Loya Bhakta Gan Parama Nande Kode Nartan Kirtan. So 9 days, as it was mentioned, he stayed there. As previously, Mahaprabhu and his devotees chanted and danced with great pleasure. Jagannathir Puna Pandu Vijaya Hoilo Ekaguti Patadori Tahatutti Gelo. During the Pandu Vijay, Lord Jagannath was carried, and while he was being carried, a bunch of silken ropes broke. Pandu Vijaya Tuli Vati Futti Jai Jagannathir More Tula Udiya Palai. When the Jagannath deity is carried, at intervals he is placed on cotton pads. When the ropes broke, the cotton pads also broke due to the weight of Lord Jagannath, and the cotton floated into the air. Kulina Grami Ramananda Satyaraja Khan Tadeyagya Dilo Prabhu Koriya Saman. Ramananda Vasu and Satyaraj Khan were present from Kulina Gram, and Mahaprabhu with great respect gave them the following orders. Epata dorir tumi how yajaman prativatsara nimedori koriya nirman. Mahaprabhu ordered Ramananda Vasu and Satyaraj Khan to become the worshippers of these ropes, and every year bring silken ropes from their village. Etaboli dilotade chindapata dori ihadeki koribe dori atidrita kori. After telling them this, Mahaprabhu showed them the broken silken ropes, saying, "Just look at this sample. You must make ropes that are much stronger." Epata dorite hoy shesha dishtan dashamurti hoya jeho seve bhagavan. Mahaprabhu then informed Ramananda Vasu and Satyaraj Khan that this rope was the abode of Lord Ch.Ch, who expands himself into 10 forms and serves the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagyavan Satyaraj Vasu Ramananda Seva Agyapaya Hoilo Paramahananda. After receiving orders from the Lord for the rendering of service, the fortunate Satyaraj and Ramananda Vasu were highly pleased. Prativatsar Gundichate Bhaktagana Sange Patadori Loyai Se Atibodorange. Every year thereafter, when the Gundicha temple was being cleansed, Satyaraj and Ramananda Vasu would come with the other devotees, and with great pleasure bring silken rope. Tobe Jagannath Jai Bosila Simhasane Mahaprabhu Gore Aila Loya Bhaktagane. Thus Lord Jagannath returned to his temple and sat on his throne, while Mahaprabhu returned to his residence with his devotees. Hemakta Bhaktagane Jacha De Kailo Bhaktagana Loya Rindavana Keli Koilo. Thus Mahaprabhu showed the Rathyatra ceremony to his devotees and performs the Vrindavan pastimes with them. Chaitanya Gosaya Lila Ananta Par Sahasrava Dhanaja Nahi Pai Par. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are unlimited and endless. Even Sahasravardhan Lord Ch.Ch cannot reach the limits of his pastimes. Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Jarhas Chaitanya Charatamrita Kohe Krishna Das, praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath. Always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Krishna's Kaviraj Swami ki Jai. And tomorrow we will hear Mahaprabhu's pastime of accepting prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Very wonderful pastime.
And this chapter, what's it called?
Performance of the Vrindavan pastimes, just after the Gundicha Marjan Leela.
You can chant Hari Hari, we go together, please.
Okay.
And what we miss most is going on Harinam, right? It's
Okay, sure.
You're not on camera anymore.
Okay. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hari Hari Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Radha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Jaya Rupa Sanatan Mata Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Ch.Ch. Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Sahavite Vandana Vishakha Ch.Ch. Gosai Jarmui Kadadasa Pansabhada Padadenu Gora Panchagasa Adhyaracharana Sebi Bhakta Sanibhasa Janame Janame Mo Deya Virasha This point about this like subtle